Laura Loomer has lost 2 Republican congressional campaigns. Her rhetoric and her tone does not match the base, does not match MAGA, does not match most Republicans I know, and I'm completely denouncing it. I'm over it, and I would encourage anyone else that matches her statements to stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a historic moment in the United States of America where the pot meets the kettle. Because you have Marjorie Taylor Greene calling out Laura Loomer for her racism. What world are we living in, and what's really motivating the attacks? Well, let's get to the heated exchange between the two MAGA ladies who of course love Trump. Unfortunately, Laura Loomer happens to be one of Trump's advisors at the moment, and there's a lot of feedback on that. But this all started when Laura Loomer tweeted this, and apparently Marjorie Greene is not in favor of it. It is a disgusting statement, so I'll just give it to you. So she wrote, if Kamala Harris wins, the White House will smell like curry, and White House speeches will be facilitated via a call center, and the American people will only be able to convey their feedback through a customer satisfaction survey at the end of the call that nobody will understand.
Hey, don't scroll away. Come back. Because before the video continues, we just want to urge you to lend your support to TYT. You power our honest reporting. You do it at tyt.com/team, and we love you for it.
Okay, so that was actually tweeted by Laura Loomer back on September 8th, and that date is relevant. We'll get back to why in just a moment. But 3 days later, on September 11th, Greene retweeted or quote tweeted that with a response saying, this is appalling and extremely racist. It does not represent who we are as Republicans or MAGA. This does not represent President Trump. This type of behavior should not be tolerated ever. Laura Loomer should take this down. And this is when Laura Loomer went nuclear, like totally lost it and started attacking Marjorie Taylor Greene. By the way, I should just remind everyone who might have forgotten or you might not know, Laura Loomer is pretty open about her bigotry, including her pretty extreme, anti-Muslim beliefs. And so she lets it loose on Twitter against Marjorie Greene, writing, once again, Marjorie Greene, who is extremely jealous and vindictive over the fact that she wasn't successful in turning Donald Trump against me, is now behaving like a leftist and accusing me of being racist. Well, you are racist. And then she says Kamala Harris is on video calling herself Indian and saying she cooks with curry. Oh, okay, but that's different from you then saying that the White House is going to smell like curry if she gets we all get this. She also writes, hey, Marjorie Taylor Greene, speaking of racism, one of your former staffers told me you have a favorite word that starts with N. What if the staffer has a video? It's rather ironic that Marjorie Taylor Greene wants to call me a racist when Marjorie Taylor Greene is a full-blown anti-Semite who believes that Jewish people use space lasers to control the world. Along with being an anti-Semite, Marjorie Taylor Greene is also a poor excuse for a Christian. Her marriage failed because she couldn't keep, I don't want to repeat those exact words, but her marriage failed because, she,
I'll say it.
Anyway, I hate that wording, it grosses me out, but okay, I'll do it.
Okay, I'll say it. Her marriage failed because she couldn't keep her legs closed while she was a new member of Congress and was too busy screwing some guy from her CrossFit. Nobody talks about her anymore because she's annoying and irrelevant and a sellout. Yeah.
Okay, sellout to what? I love when people say you're a sellout. Like,
who's she selling out?
Marjorie Taylor Greene is the same person that she's been. Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, look, Laura Loomer is a total loon, and she's hanging out with Donald Trump. And Marjorie Taylor Greene is not upset that she has besmirched the good reputation of Indian Americans. Let's keep it real, okay? So this is the one racial comment you got upset at?
Right, exactly.
Like, look, is it racist against Indians to say all those stereotypes? Yes. Is it like something that's so egregious that it's going to trigger a deep right winger like Marjorie Taylor Greene?
No.
Less likely.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so this is about access. And right now, Laura Loomer's going on Donald Trump's plane. She went to 9/11 with him. She was with him before the debate, after the debate. That's why he's saying super insane things, because he's listening to people like Laura Loomer, who's just like, I think she's very literally a lunatic. Like, I think she's totally mentally unbalanced. That's my opinion.
I agree.
And she says just outrageous things 24/7. But the main thing is, guys, Donald Trump is Laura Loomer. Like, they both believe ridiculous conspiracy theories. But the reason this fight's happening is not any of that. It's because Marjorie Taylor Greene's now on the outside and Laura Loomer's on the inside. Marjorie Taylor Greene, remember, had dreams of maybe even being VP.
Oh my God.
And she didn't even make any of the top 12 lists or any of that stuff. And to the point where now I feel kind of bad for her.
No, I don't feel bad for her.
She's been pushed out. No, look, that's the thing about this murderer's row of bad guys, right? Like, Laura Loomer is even crazier than Marjorie Taylor Greene.
She is even crazier. That is correct.
So I'm like, wait, should I feel some sort of remorse for Marjorie Taylor Greene? Like, can we bring her back because she's like 15% less crazy than Laura Loomer?
I mean, it is. Nothing should shock me, so I feel embarrassed even admitting this. But it is shocking that Trump would make the terrible decision to have Laura Loomer, of all people, as one of his advisors. Like, what are you doing? Like, seriously, what are you doing? And so, I mean, like Laura Loomer, like that one quote tweet from Marjorie Taylor Greene really set her off because she kept going on and on and on. She ended with this tweet: "I exposed you months ago and I'll do it again, you trailer trash harpy." I mean,
come on,
terrible.
Come
okay.
on.
So Loomer continued to rage against Greene and called for political operatives, both Republican and Democrat, to contact her for free opposition research. Greene resisted hitting back directly, and she responded to her own tweet, clearing up the two's history and saying that they've actually been friends since 2018 until something happened. "I endorsed her first run for Congress, donated to her, and fundraised for her, and then she lost. Then when she ran against Daniel Webster, I told her to run in another district so she could win, but she refused. When I didn't endorse her, she turned on me and began attacking me and lying about me. Her attacks have no bearing on me, nor am I concerned with what she says. As a matter of fact, outside of a bubble on this platform, most regular people don't know who she is. But when it comes to posts that are flat out racist, hateful, and make President Trump look bad, she needs to be responsible and delete them." And by the way, she did speak with Forbes this morning and also elaborated on her reaction. Let's take a look at that.
I have concerns about her rhetoric and her hateful tone. To me, many of the comments that she makes and how she attacks Republicans like me, many other Republicans that are strong supporters of President Trump, I think they're a huge problem. And that doesn't represent MAGA as a whole. It doesn't represent who we are as Republicans. And, I typically try to ignore her post, but someone had sent me that post about Kamala Harris, and it bothered me so much. And my personality, everyone knows I'm outspoken, and I just felt like it was time to call it out. I think it's wrong. We're not a party of identity politics. We're a party for all Americans.
Marjorie, come on, Marjorie, come on. Okay, this is what it's really about. So remember, Laura Loomer put that original tweet out on September 8th. Marjorie Greene responds to it on September 11th. Well, September 11th is when we also got word that Laura Loomer was accompanying Donald Trump to various, 9/11 memorials and events. And I have a feeling that that probably set Marjorie Taylor Greene off. And she kind of lashed out by doing that quote tweet. It is unbelievable to me that Marjorie Taylor Greene would see a tweet like that and be so outraged by it that she would attack one of the Trump supporters that honestly she says similar things as. So that's my take on it. Do you have any final word, Cenk?
Yeah, definitely. Look, Laura Loomer type people are unhinged. So what do unhinged people do? They eventually attack their own. So she started by attacking Muslims, and then they said, "You sound like you're an Islamophobe." And she said, "Yes, I am an Islamophobe." So she's at least clear about it. She once said, "Someone asked me, are you pro-white nationalism?" She said, "Yes, I'm pro-white nationalism." So, and she worked for InfoWars. She believes 9/11 was an inside job. Trump took her to 9/11 on the anniversary of 9/11. She's a deranged conspiracy theorist. So what is she going to do at some point? She's going to lash out at her allies, because she's going to try to go with some new lunatic conspiracy theory that's against them. So that's what happens when you get into a partnership with unhinged, mentally unstable people like Laura Loomer. So the most ridiculous part of the story is that Marjorie Taylor Greene is surprised.
Totally.
If you enjoyed this video, that's because of our members. They make us independent, they make us strong, and they make us honest. Become a member today by hitting the join button below.